Now available in paperback and Kindle, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Learn how to avoid predatory females like Instagram models and e-girls in their virtual con games with Stop Simping in Cyberspace. Get your copy of Stop Simping in Cyberspace in paperback and Kindle today. One of my viewers sent me a Cash App donation and requested I make a video answering this question. And the question is, where do I see the future of Western dating? Well, I don't really see much of a future as related to Western dating because most men out here really don't have good social skills or good interpersonal skills due to the way they have been raised. Now, I'm seeing a very disturbing trend with a lot of Western men as related to this cyber simping that I talk about in my book, Stop Simping in Cyberspace. And because many of these men have not developed their social skills, they are looking to try to use the internet as a shortcut. And because many men want to use the internet as a shortcut, they don't go out here and develop their interpersonal skills or the ability to go out here and study verbal and nonverbal cues. And that really is essential in the world of dating because a man has to be able to go out here and know what verbal and nonverbal cues are, especially nonverbal ones, because these are the signals that a woman is going to send out to let you know that she's interested. Unfortunately, many of our young men, they would rather take shortcuts like online dating, and taking those shortcuts puts them on a road to getting involved with female predators who practically lurk on these online dating websites. And another group of males out here, they want to go to places like your Instagram or your other social media sites, hoping to create covert contracts with the women who post pictures there, hoping, wishing, and praying for a date. So many of these males out here, they have not really developed the social skills that would allow them to identify women who are interested. And many of these males, they really are not really in a place where they can go out here and read body language, facial expressions, or even know if a woman is interested. So that's why I see the future of your dating in the West really being bad, because a lot of guys just are not there anymore. And even worse, there's not that many guys out there to teach these guys what they need to know in order to go out here and pursue women that they're interested in. So you have no fathers or older men out here to teach guys about the written and unwritten rules of courtship. And because there's nobody there to teach them these written and unwritten social rules, many of these guys out here are struggling in the dating scene, thinking that the internet is an easy solution, but the only way for you to learn more about going out here and approaching women is to go out here and do it in person. And you also need to have wingmen and other guys out here to be able to watch you from the outside, so that they can go out here and help you learn where you're making your mistakes, so that you can go out here and learn how to socialize in a way where you have a positive interaction with a woman. Now, on the male side, that is the major issue, but on the female side, we also have issues that make the future of Western dating bleak. And one of the things that is going to make dating for Western women bleak is the fact that many Western women have been indoctrinated into feminism over the last 50 years. And as they have been indoctrinated into feminism over the last 50 years, this has really twisted their perspective on looking for a partner. Now, many of these women indoctrinated into feminism, they are not looking for a man based on their values and their character. They're looking for a guy based mostly on how that guy makes them feel. And they're not looking to go out here and build a long-term relationship in a lot of cases with these guys out here as related to building a family. No, what many of your modern Western women are looking for in dating are basically flings that they want to have in their youth, and as they're having these flings in their youth where they're riding this what they call the cock carousel, they're looking to have casual sexual encounters with these men, and then they're looking to eventually, by the time they hit maybe 30 years old, after they've had 80 or so sexual partners, then they want to go out here and settle down and get married. Now, this paradigm leads to a lot of women not going to be able to find any sort of man who is really serious about building anything with them. And what happens is that when they get older, they become women that men just don't want to deal with because they already know about their reputation. And as these women are going on and riding this carousel, what they do is they have a lot of unrealistic expectations, and a lot of them are looking for a Mr. Big or a Mr. Simp to go out here and be this rich guy who will sweep them off their feet and then eventually go out here and marry them and live happily ever after. Unfortunately, most men out here in the real world, when they see a woman who has already had 80 sexual partners, they are not looking to sweep that woman off their feet and marry them, because in their eyes, this woman has practically been ran through by most of the guys and has a lot of serious emotional issues, serious mental health issues, and impossibly, in some cases, has several illegitimate children by other men. And because she has those children and that emotional baggage, these men who are ready to get married when they get older, as they're looking to go out here and date, they don't see anybody who is wife material. So the world of dating has become extremely bleak, and it's going to get bleaker because we have issues as related to America's ongoing man crisis and America's ongoing woman crisis, making it where men and women cannot really come together the way their grandfathers did back in the day. Now, back in the day of our grandfathers, what happened was dating and courtship was controlled by the family, and usually because the family controlled the whole dating and courtship process, this is why dating and relationships were actually fun, because when you had a father there to go out here and vet the boy, and you had a mother who could vet the girl, then you could find people who would be suitable partners for each other. Moreover, you had the family introducing people to each other, and this made the process a little easier. But feminists, they wanted to go and bring the dating process into bars and the club scene, usually places most men and women frowned on going. And as these places became socially popular, men and women started going out here and meeting each other in these places, and women took control over the dating scene and went out here and were picking the worst men. So as they picked the worst men in their quest to get Mr. Rich or Mr. Big at the club, this led to the decline in the dating scene, and most women are looking again for this high value man, this rich guy who will sweep them off their feet, all while they're out here, going out here, having relationships and sexual relations on the cock carousel with your Pookies and your Ray Rays and your other assorted bottom feeding men. And that's what's happened in the dating scene that make it go bad. Women started making their choices, and because they didn't want to go out here and watch as a man built himself up, they wound up choosing the lowest men, and now the lowest men again control the dating scene. And because as a result, we have a generation of men who are socially awkward, a generation of women who have unrealistic expectations, and because the males don't know how to approach the females, and the females have a distorted view of the world, that's why the dating scene is going to eventually, as I see it, collapse, because there's no way a guy with no social skills is going to be anybody she considers relationship material, and there's no way she's relationship ready or dating ready if she's out here looking to go out here and have casual sexual encounters with multiple men. So the dating scene, as I see it, is going to get worse before it gets better, because we don't really have that family unit there to give it structure, because it was the family unit that made your dating and your courtship work, because we already saw a model for success with the father being married to the mother, and we also saw a model for success because we all saw healthy relationships being modeled for us with our fathers and our mothers. But with more and more families being broken up by divorce or never forming with single mother households, many kids don't ever learn how relationships work, and that's why we're having so much problems with the dating scene, and why we're having so many problems with families being able to bring people together, and why many of our boys and our young girls have a hard time finding that partner that they hope to eventually go from dating to becoming their husband. Now, I hope this video answers the question for my viewer, and if you have a video you would like me to make, you can send a donation to the Cash App by clicking the link in the description box, or if you want to, you can send a donation to PayPal, and if I know something about that subject, I'll make that video for you. Now, if you want to learn more about how to break out of this whole paradigm as related to struggling with the dating scene, you can pick up my books, Stop Simping in Cyberspace, Stop Simping, Why Men Don't Need Finance to Get Romance, The Misadventures of Captain Save-'em, Why 70% of Black Women Are Single, and The Man Crisis on Amazon.com. That's all I have to say for this video. You can comment, rate, and subscribe.
Now available in paperback and Kindle Unlimited, John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose. The man who rules the world runs into the irresistible force of a man with nothing to lose in this action-packed, all-new John Haynes series adventure. Get the regular and variant editions of John Haynes, the man with nothing to lose on Amazon.